The biggest mistake that people make when they are trying to reach goals for their guitar playing is they focus way more on the gap between where they are now and where they want to be. Now, with it being New Year's today, what I want you to do is I want you to focus on the gain that you have made over this past year. Okay. This is a totally different concept that most people don't think about or they don't talk about, and it's called minding the gap. My wife and I spent our honeymoon in London, so I can't say mind the gap without thinking about riding on the tube. It's one of my favorite things. Now, here's what I mean. If you are setting new goals for the year, it's really easy to get caught up in going, okay, I really want to be like Slash or Tim Henson or Joe Satriani or whoever your favorite guitar player is. I said Tim Henson, not Jim Henson. But what I want you to do is, rather than focusing on my favorite guitar players play at this level and I want to be that good and all that, I want you to take a minute and I want you to look backwards, okay? Because if you're looking at the gap between where you are now and where you want to be, this can be really, really discouraging. It's good to have an idea of, okay, I want to reach that far, but once you set that goal, don't look at that goal anymore. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to break it down into more stuff. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, okay? What's going to be better for you right now and better for you mentally, better for you emotionally, is to take a step back and go, okay, over the last year, assuming that you started playing guitar at the beginning of the year last year, but if you started playing guitar at the beginning of 2022, and now we're at the end of 2022, I want you to take a minute and look back. I want you to go, okay, over this last year, where was I at the beginning of the year? And where am I now? I want you to look at all that gain. Think about, how have I improved with my chords? How have I improved with my strumming? How has my music theory knowledge improved? What scales do I know now that I didn't know? How many songs can I play now that I couldn't play at the beginning of 22? How many, keep going through that. I want you to think about, what are all the gains that you have made with your guitar playing over this last year? Okay. That's a big deal, because if you're spending your time thinking about all the things that you're grateful for and the ways that you've grown and the things that you've gained over that last year, as you go forward and we're setting new goals, it's going to be a lot easier if you remind yourself about the gains that you were getting. The problem is most people will set these goals and they'll set these big, hairy goals, right? But then they don't take the time to look back and go, wow, I've actually really improved. I've gotten way better, because as we reach our goals, we tend to just jump that goal up again and we get to the next goal. So by the time we reach the goal that we really wanted to be able to have and to do and to be, it's not enough by the time we get there, right? One lesson to pull from that is, don't look for fulfillment in reaching your goals, okay? The fulfillment actually has to come from within you. It's more in the process of reaching the goals, not the actual achievement of the goals. Because by the time you get close to that goal, you're going to realize that your potential is way bigger than what you thought it was. And so you're going to be able to do bigger things and become a better guitar player than you ever thought possible. Number 2, make sure that you're paying attention to the gains that you make. Look back periodically and go, okay, this last month, how have I gained in my guitar playing? What new things have I learned? What ways have I improved? And what things am I doing better now that I wasn't doing a month ago? Now, let's talk about setting those big goals, because I want you to set big goals. I want you to think about being better, because it is true. You can be a way better guitar player than you give yourself credit for. Most of us, myself included, we doubt ourselves, we hold ourselves back, and we think that it's not possible for us to be as good of a guitar player as we actually can be. And it is possible. The more that you learn, the more that you realize how much you've held yourself back, or how much better you could be if you push yourself harder. At least that's what I experience all the time. So how do we keep from getting discouraged by looking at the gap between where we are now and where we want to be? That can be really disheartening, because it feels like it's such a huge thing. And here's what it is. We've got to set smaller goals, right? If you have a huge goal to be able to play, let's say you wanted to play every single Beatles record or every single Foo Fighters record, or learn every song by Slash, or, all this different, you could set any big goal like that. What you have to do is you have to break those down into smaller goals. Now, here's the trick. I don't know what your goals are going to be. I don't know what goals you're going to set, but here's what I would recommend doing. I just shared a really cool reel on my Facebook page for Simple Guitar, and it was Jesse Itzler talking about how it really takes about 100 hours for somebody to get really good at something. I believe it was 100 hours. I could be totally misquoting, but I believe it was 100 hours. And he broke it down to within the year about 18 minutes a day, right? So let's think about your guitar playing over this next year. Rather than focusing on some big hairy goal of I want to play as good as Joe Satriani or Steve Vai, right? I want you to think, okay, what can I do to get myself to play the guitar and get better in 18 minutes a day? Or let's just say 20 minutes a day. Okay. I am a huge fan of consistency on the guitar. Now, I understand that 20 minutes a day may not always be possible. Sometimes it's 5 minutes a day. Sometimes it's 1 minute a day, and that's okay. But that's better than thinking, okay, in order to play like my favorite guitar players, I have to play an hour a day, which can be a lot if you're busy. If you're a father like me, I've got 4 kids. My wife works. I've got a music school that I run. I do this stuff. There's lots of stuff going on, right? So I have to practice an hour a day, that can be overwhelming. Between all the other things in life, like keeping up with family and friends and church and work and the community and doing, running a music school and everything else that I do, that can be really overwhelming. But if I go, oh, I can just play for 20 minutes a day. What can I do in 20 minutes to challenge myself and make sure that I'm growing? That's a big deal because, one, that's way more sustainable than going, I have to practice 6 hours a day if I want to play like Slash. But let's say that you do set a goal to play every song by Slash. So that means Guns N' Roses, and that means his solo stuff, which is great, and that means Velvet Revolver, and so you can get into all this different stuff that Slash has played. So let's say that's your goal. You want to be able to play guitar like Slash, so the easiest way to do that, start playing all of Slash's songs, right? So if that's your goal, you're going to have to look at, okay, throughout the year, let's say that I'm going to play 200 Slash songs. Well, there's 52 weeks in a year. That means I need to learn about 4 songs a week. Okay, that's a lot of songs to learn in a week, especially on, a small amount of time. So let's say, okay, what am I going to have to do to learn those 4 songs a week? How much time is it going to take me, right? And so you're going to have to break down your goals further and further and further until you get down to the simplest, easiest way to do it. And you may go, hey, learning 4 songs a week is going to be too much. Let's do 1 song a week. So that's going to give me 52 songs this year that I'm going to learn how to play. That's actually a pretty reasonable goal for anybody, is to go, okay, I want to learn 52 new songs this year. I want to master 52 new songs. Now, you're going to get to a point where learning how to play a song isn't going to take that long. And 52 songs is going to get really simple. And maybe you'll get to June or July and be like, holy crap, I'm already almost to 52 songs, right? And at that point, that's when you raise your goal again, because you're getting close to that goal. But when you do that, make sure you stop and you look back and you go, wow, when I started this, 52 songs seemed impossible. It seemed really hard and felt like a stretch. But here I am halfway through the year and I've already got that down. That's pretty cool. And you should celebrate that. Celebrate the gains that you make. Don't just focus on the gap. Because if you don't appreciate the steps that you take on this journey of playing guitar and all the things that you're learning as you go, it's going to get really demotivating. So that's my advice for you for this year, with New Year's being tomorrow. It's going to be 2023. If you're watching this today, or maybe you're watching this in the future, that's cool. But tomorrow is January 1st, 2023, which is kind of crazy. So think about those things with your goals. Think about, okay, what are the gains that I have made? And then how can I break my big goal that I want to be able to do by the end of the year? How can I break that down into smaller increments? And then I can keep track of those increments each week or each month, and I can keep my eye on those and keep watching the gains as I go, so that looking at a big, audacious, hairy goal of being able to play like one of your guitar heroes doesn't feel so daunting. So go set some new goals, guys. Go figure out what you want to do this year on your guitar playing. I hope that you'll let me to continue to be a part of that, whether it's through my YouTube videos or it's through my courses, which, by the way, I do have a brand new free course that is going to be launching here pretty quickly. I've been wrapping up everything on it today, and I'm really excited for it to get out and to be able to help you and to help other guitar players to play guitar better and to make sure that you have a really solid foundation. This is going to be, if you've ever been disappointed by learning guitar, you've been let down by a book or a method or something like that before, this is going to help you out. Trust me. Or if you're a total beginner and you're just starting out and you want to have a total great foundation, this is going to be for you. So you may have to send it to somebody. If you want to stay up to date on that, I will be letting my mailing list know first. So if you want to get on that list, go to simpleguitar.com/top10 and download the top 10 things to learn on guitar first, which is my free guide, 17 pages full of good stuff for you to learn and have fun with on the guitar, things that are going to really help you out and get a lot of bang for your buck for your playing. But when you get that, you're also put onto my mailing list. So I keep in touch with you and you will be the first to know about my new course that is coming out here really quickly. So thanks for watching today, guys. I hope that you had an awesome 2022. I'm looking forward to 2023, and we're going to have some fun and we're going to play guitar and get better at it together as we go. So thanks again. Thanks for watching. Go to simpleguitar.com/top10. Download that guide. It's my gift to you, and I will see you in my next video.